Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Hello everyone, good morning. How are you all today?
Good morning. I'm fine, thank you.
With me today, we have some great teachers right here. So would you please introduce yourself one by one before we begin the dialogue today? Maybe we can start from Mr. Ahmad Yanto.
Yes, thank you, sir. My name is Ahmad Yanto. I teach in MTSN 2 Lusung Utara. I am to be glad allow me join this conversation. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, thank
Yes,
you,
that's
Pak.
all.
Thank you, Mr. Yanto. And next,
My name is Indah
Miss Indah.
Dunianti. I am an English teacher in MTSN 2 Hulu Sungai Tengah. We have the same madrasah, ya, Pak Edwin Yulisar. He's
So,
my teacher in MTSN.
so you and Mr. Edwin are based on the same madrasah.
Yes,
Okay, how long have you been teaching there, by the way?
for about 3 years. Yeah, Pak Edwin, 3 years I think. Actually, I am from Java, and I stay in East Kalimantan, exactly in Kuaro Pasir. But in 2011, I moved to Hulu Sungai Tengah and teach in MTSN 2 Hulu Sungai Tengah with Mr. Edwin Yulisar.
Okay, thank you, Miss Indah. And we also have one bright teacher here, and it's Mr. Edwin. Mr. Edwin, can you please introduce yourself?
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi
Mr.
wabarakatuh.
Edwin, are you there? Okay.
Okay, let me
Waalaikumsalam
introduce
warahmatullahi
myself. My
wabarakatuh.
name is Edwin Yulisar. I am from MTSN 2 Hulu Sungai Tengah. I teach at MTSN 2 Hulu Sungai Tengah for 3 years. I am from Banjarmasin. So I am the co-worker of Miss Indah Trinuryanti. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you for your introduction. Today we'll be talking about a certain topic, and the topic today is about something that we have heard a lot these days, and it's called Kurikulum Merdeka. In fact, in this academic year, we are obliged to implement this in our school, especially under Kemenak, Madrasah under Kemenak, and specifically those madrasah which are selected and appointed by Kemenak to implement the curriculum. So in today's meeting, we'll be talking much about it, about curriculum Merdeka and its implementation in our madrasah, as well as its implementation in our English classroom. So without further ado, let's begin. I have a few questions to ask. Probably I can start the question for Mr. Edwin. What do you know about IKM or Implementasi Kurikulum Merdeka?
Okay, thank you very much for the opportunity you have given to me. So, Kurikulum Merdeka is the newest curriculum for our country. It is based on our Education Ministry. Nadiem Makarim said that Kurikulum Merdeka is the curriculum that has a point that said Merdeka Belajar or freedom to learn. This concept is made for the students so they can get deeper for their ability, in their own ability. For example, if there are two students, there are two daughter or son in a family, so there are two abilities, so we can measure their ability in a different way. So I think that is Kurikulum Merdeka.
How about the others? Would you like to respond to the answer Miss Indah or Pak Yanto, Mr. Yanto.
I agree with Mr. Edwin because this is to make easy teacher and student to learn because they give freedom for the teacher. So, but we have to make focus to skill development skill, and we not forget about develop student with karakter Pancasila and rahmatan lil alamin. So I am very appreciate for this conversation, sir. I think.
Thank you. Okay, thank you, Mr. Yanto. Ms. Indah, would you like to add some? Do you agree that this curriculum has more advantages for the students compared to the previous curriculum?
Yes, I think so. Well, actually, implementation of Curriculum Merdeka is as the answer, right? Answer to resolve learning loss issue in along the pandemic, COVID pandemic. We know that along COVID this, we conduct learning by online, right? So I think we cannot maximize our, our school, our learning. So implementation of Curriculum Merdeka is the answer.
Okay, thank you so much, Ms. Indah, for the response. And next question, I would like to ask Mr. Edwin. Has your madrasah implemented Curriculum Merdeka?
Curriculum Merdeka is a program, is a piloting curriculum for our madrasah MTSN 2 Sungai Tengah. So our school prepare everything about the new curriculum, especially for the 7th grade, only the 7th grade. So when we teach the 8th grade and 9th grade, it's usually use curriculum 2013. So this curriculum is only implemented for the 7th grade students. That's
okay, all. You said about you have prepared for the 7th grade. Do you mind telling us in details what kind of preparation have you done so far for this upcoming academic year?
Okay, there are a lot of preparation for our school, especially for the new curriculum. First, I think it's in July, especially the socialization for Curriculum Merdeka, and then we are going to have BIMTEK, bimbingan teknis or workshop for the implementation Curriculum Merdeka on 28, 29, and 30 June about how to use digital module for preparation of Curriculum Merdeka. I think that's all.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Twin. Mr. Yanto, can you tell us the preparation that your school has, made so far to implement this curriculum?
Yes, the headmaster sent some people or some teacher to get this material for get implementation Curriculum Merdeka. So we have initiated to researching for anywhere or for everyone. So the same, I think it's like Mr. Edwin Yulisa Madrasah.
Same preparation stages.
Yes, to this
okay.
year.
Got it. Miss Indah, how about your school? How about your madrasah? Has there any preparation been made so far?
Of course, along with Mr. Edwin idea that our school,
you're from the same school.
We're from the same school. So the socialization of Curriculum Merdeka has been done in last week for the 7th grade teachers. And it's like what Mr. Edwin said, we are going to have a workshop on July from 7 to 17, sorry, for 19 to 20 July. Well,
So
actually,
you,
our Kemenak has been done the workshop to implement this curriculum, but our school doesn't send any teacher because we will have our own workshop in July. And then my headmaster has sent some link to
Mhm.
teacher to download some materials and modul pengajaran like that.
So you have been familiar with the terms used in the curriculum like modul ajar, capaian, tujuan pembelajaran, capaian pembelajaran, etc.
Yeah, but
Have you
not too
been?
much because I am English teacher for 8th grade and Mr. Edwin for the 9th grade. So and the socialization just for the 7th teacher, right? So last time I did not join that socialization, but
Okay.
but I try to find the information by myself.
Okay. As we know that there are 3 types of curriculum Merdeka, right? So what type is your madrasah going to implement next academic year?
I'm so sorry. I still do not know what types. Yeah, because it's like what I say because I did not join that socialization. But I just hear from the 7 teacher. They just mandiri.
Okay. The second choice, the second options, right? Okay. Thank you, Miss Inda. Now we are going further to our subject, which is English. Mr. Rianto, as an English teacher, what do you know about the implementation of Curriculum Merdeka, especially in English learning? How
I think,
English should be taught?
I think actually same, but some material is different. It's like more focused to project, but that can combine to another lesson. And that's I think I know, but I will searching out everything. I'm sorry, sir.
It's okay. Mr. Edwin, you have something to say with the same questions?
Excuse me, can you repeat the question, please?
As an English teacher, what do you know about the implementation of Curriculum Merdeka in English instruction?
Okay, thank you very much. So, I have heard about the collaboration in Curriculum Merdeka, especially, unfortunately, I don't teach 7th grade. I teach the 9th grade. So I'm still wondering how collaboration between teachers, like English teacher and science teacher can be combined. I hope I can join them. Although I don't teach 7th grade students, so I just want to know how collaboration technique. I hope so.
Is it the collaboration which involves the profile Pancasila, or is it like a subject itself?
No, I have heard.
No,
I have heard about when we teach English like procedure text, it can be combined by fisik, olahraga misalnya, So how
physical exercise
to play football? It's related to our subject like procedure text. I'm still wondering how.
Okay,
I think
probably Miss Inda have something to say about this.
Okay, in this curriculum, I think there is no significant difference with the last curriculum. kurikulum 2013. So in this curriculum, we still focus on skills, of course, skills, English skills, reading skill, listening, writing, speaking. But maybe we need practice a lot. So because in this curriculum we can choose the essential materials. So we can choose which one we can practice more. For example, if I teach in 8th grade, we have some materials. The first materials, asking attention, and then greeting card, and then recount. So I choose which material will I practice more, or will I teach longer than the other materials. And in this curriculum, we know that we can join with other teachers with the different subject, as like what Mr. Adam said. For example, I teach in English and I choose my partner science teacher. So when they practice, for example, how to make tape, as like that, so I can use my material procedure text for the students to write the stuff of making tape ketan. So they have to timer assignment and my.
Okay, thank you, Miss Indah. Probably this is the last question for today's meeting. Mr. Yanto, do you have any strategy or method that you are planning to use or implement in your English instructions later on?
Yes, I get this. I think we have to make some new strategy, just like games, because we face-to-face to student in 21 age maybe, so we have to renew and make the interest, just like games maybe. Person to make him not boring. It's not for him not boring and make interested. I think it's it.
So are you saying that you are planning to use strategies like games and fun activities to make them enjoyable?
Yes.
and motivated to learn?
Yes,
Right.
yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
How about you, Pak Edwin? You're welcome, Pak Edwin. How about you? Do you have any specific, probably teaching activities that you are planning to implement in your classroom?
It is for Kurikulum Merdeka.
Yeah, which is related to Kurikulum Merdeka.
I think I should try the collaboration. So I have
The
never.
project one.
Of course, the project one. I have never done that before, so I have to try the collaboration with any other teacher, especially science or even physics teachers. I think it's really good for students. I think it is good for enhancing their learning motivation. So I think that is a good one for our curriculum, especially for Kurikulum Merdeka. So I think I would like to try that one, the collaboration for.
Okay, I
students.
highlight that your idea is to try collaboration.
Yes,
for...
of course. I think that is good.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Edwin. Last but not the least, Miss Indah. Do you have anything to say about this? Maybe you want to...
Actually, I have joined one training.
Mhm.
It was last year. The training is about how to practice method in implement Kurikulum Merdeka, namely kelas
Can you...
Merdeka Belajar. Yeah, in that training, I learned that one method that can be implemented to Kurikulum Merdeka Belajar, namely
So-
SOL. Do you ever
Can
hear?
you
So,
spell?
self-organized learning achievement. It is, but actually not the new method, but that method. What is it? So in that by the method, the teacher only as facilitator. So before we start our class, teacher give a big question. The question it is to answer the learning achievement. So we directly give that question. So by that question, finally students find to answer the question by themselves, and then the last teacher review that answer, and by doing some the student can answer the question by doing research by themselves, or for instance find some material in the library or searching in internet. So finally they can answer it by themselves, and by answering the question they know what they have learned in that material, namely
So are you
self-organized learning achievement. It is
self-organized learning achievements?
So yeah, so method. Maybe we can discuss it more in next meeting. So I think a good method to implement the curriculum Merdeka. It is student learning center, I think.
Oh yeah, you were saying that this is a bit probably quite the same with the student-centered learning, which focuses on the student, not the teacher-centered. We can wait to hear you share the techniques or the ideas of using this technique to all of us in the next meeting. Is there anything you want to say before we close the meeting?
Okay. Because Mr. Edwin and I, as the English teacher for 8th grade, right? So for you who has been applied this curriculum, maybe you can share in our group of PJJ next time. Anything about curriculum, so we know
exchange.
How, we can enrich our knowledge more and more about new curriculum.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Indah. How about you, Pak Yanto? Is there anything you want to reveal or say or state?
I think that's like Miss Indah said. Say me too. Because I
Is everything okay, Mr. Yanto?
feel full.
Okay. Pak Edwin, Sir Edwin, how about you?
Excuse me.
Before we end today's meeting, today's online meeting, do you have anything to share or to say?
I just want to ask Mr. Jafar, how is I think it's a simple question. Mr. Jafar is also an English teacher at MTSN Bahasa Marina. So I would like to know a little bit about curriculum Merdeka applied by your madrasah, a little bit before we close our discussion today. A little bit.
Well, I need to inform and to conclude actually that all of us here from madrasah haven't implemented the curriculum yet, so we are still figuring out what to do with this curriculum, and we haven't seen it implemented. So I cannot say much about this because my school is also new. It's new in terms of the implementation. We just had one formal meeting with the Kanwil about the socializations as well, and we independently invite a speaker from Dignas to teach us, to guide us about this curriculum. So basically, we are the same boat. we haven't we haven't done anything yet about it, but based on what I have, what I've got from the training, from the meeting, the workshops, it is almost similar to what you guys said. It is based on, it is student-centered, and then we should be able to respect the difference that the students have in terms of ability, interests as well. And we do not only focus on the content, but also the character that is being built during the process. That's why we have the profile of Pancasila and Matanil Alamin, in which attitude and spiritual values incorporated in our teaching in order to yield or to produce spiritual and good students in the end. So that's all I can say about this curriculum. So this focuses more on how to build the characters of the students, which is later in, I don't know, maybe in the future, they become good individuals, good people in the future. Okay, if you have no question, thank you so much for today. I'm so glad to have your thoughts and ideas shared in this meeting. Hopefully we can have another meeting to discuss further about the implementation of the curriculum, especially when it has already been done. So we can share, exchange ideas about how this curriculum, how English, especially English, is implemented according to the curriculum in our respective schools or madrasah. Thank you, Mr. Edwin Yulizar. Thank you, Mr. Rianto, and thank you, Ms. Indah, for this bright opportunity to speak. Thank you once again. Let's close by saying Hamdallah. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.